Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and this is my review of Ninja 2, government name Ninja Shadow of a Tear. I don't know why this. Yeah, I don't get the title either. But anyway, not doing a lot of videos for a while there. I was doing a movie or TV show a day, but I've been busy in my regular business, doing comics, so watching less movies. But this is an interesting one because I first caught this movie. I usually don't watch these type of movies, martial arts and ninja and stuff like that. But I was out of town, so I was at a hotel, and I always sleep with the light on or the TV on when I'm at hotels for some reason. I don't know why. And I was just falling asleep, and this is coming on. So I saw like one good action scene, and then I saw another, and then I saw another, and I saw another. And all the action scenes were pretty good. Now, it had a really basic, revenge style plot, but I was like, they finally made a martial arts movie that's like 85% fight scenes, and they were pretty good fight scenes. So I kept, when I woke up the next morning, I was telling people, I was like, have you ever seen this Ninja 2? And they're like, oh yeah, the Ninja movie, Scott Adkins. They're like, they said it like everyone knows about Scott Adkins. All I know him from was when he was like John Claude Van Damme's assistant in Expendables 2 from what, like 7 years ago. Like I've never seen him. Oh no, he was in Doctor Strange, right? In like one of the Bourne movies. He didn't really come off as like having a lot of charisma, so I was like, I know he makes a lot of movies, but I don't care. So what happened is I just realized when I watched it all the way through that I was just falling asleep at the parts that weren't action, and then I was dozing, and I didn't realize I was dozing yet. So every time it became a dialogue scene or a boring scene or just whatever, I would fall asleep, and then for some reason I would wake up. So I kind of did this edit of the movie that was like an hour long and was 85% action. It isn't like that. It's a good fun movie. I definitely liked my version of it a lot more. So it's your basic thing. You got the white guy in Japan, and he's like the best ninja ever. Um, I know people have said like that's cultural appropriation, but it's it's just if this was a Mexican shot movie, it would be a Mexican guy in Japan who was in it was, whatever, it was French, it would be the French guy. You just you're making it for the local country, so you do something like that. Um, and then his wife, who is just beautiful, gets killed, and she gets killed at literally the moment that the wife or family gets killed. 12 minutes in, I literally I remember to stop, and I go, I bet it's gonna be 12. Yeah, 12 minutes in. So I don't have a lot to say about this movie, except for a couple of things. The other thing is when I saw it. So I watched it on a phone right now, and all the action scenes looked really good. On a TV, all the action scenes look ridiculously sped up, but still in a fun way. I think it was that motion blurring thing. There's this thing with motion blurring where it's made for sports events, so everything looks very crystal clear, but you're supposed to turn it off for regular movies because regular movies are supposed to have blurring, and it looks weird when there isn't blurring. So I think it might have been that. Um, but I watched it on my phone, and it looked great. They do absolutely speed up all of the fights. The fights are very good. Scott Adkins seems to do most of his stunts. He's not just a martial artist, but he seems to have some pretty good like I wouldn't call him parkour. He's like a gymnast. Like he can do a big, giant leap in the air, and then you roll around and you see it's his face. They have these good long takes that don't seem to have any cuts in them. And if they're done very artfully, and the hits look like they're actually strikes. The martial arts is just really good martial arts. I don't watch enough martial arts movies to know if this has more or less. I used to watch like the Jean Claude Van Damme movies in the 90s, and it seems like those were like there would be like 5 or 6 scenes per movie, whereas this one seems to be like 12. They're shorter, but I was just really really into it. I kept thinking, I remember every time when they were casting Batman, both when Ben Affleck got it and Robert Pattinson got it, and I remember both times there was like this strong push for Scott Adkins. I was like, what are you talking about? I can kind of see it. He literally looks like a superhero, not like one of the big bulky superheroes, but like a Daredevil type. He's just really good, and I was wrong. It's not that he isn't charismatic. He has like a very particular style. He's actually better when he's not talking. If he's having an emotional reaction or just kind of dealing with stuff, he's good. His dialogue scenes are fine, but I don't know. He's got a very particular set of strengths and weaknesses. I guess he works repeatedly with this guy named Isaac Florentine. This is the only movie I've ever seen by Isaac Florentine. I love that name. I love the fakeness of that name. I love it. It just screams, this is a fake name. And yes, it is a fake name. The guy is, I believe, Israeli. He's done, I don't know. I looked on IMDb. What has he done? Like 8 movies with Scott Adkins? I'm about to start checking as many of those as possible. So I am looking for recommendations in the comments I'm looking for 2 things. Actually, I'm looking for 3 things. I'm looking for recommendations of other Scott Adkins movies that are good. I'm looking for recommendations of other Scott Adkins movies with Isaac Florentine that are good. And I'm also looking for, just vaguely, I will say, this type of movie. I used to call these Redbox movies, but Redbox isn't as popular as it was. I remember there was like this. What was the prime period of Redbox? It was probably like 2010 to like 2015. They were everywhere, and they would have like the movies that came out in theaters, but there was just tons of like direct to Redbox, and there are a lot of movies like this, these kind of Scott Adkins style movies. So I'm also. And I wanted good, because even though this was a cheesy movie, okay, so I guess I should describe it. It's a sequel to a movie I didn't see. Scott Adkins is a guy named Casey. He's married to a Japanese woman. She gets murdered. There's some spoiler stuff that I won't spoil. He goes to train with his old dojo. He's looking for a guy named Goro. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably worthless to describe it. It's a martial arts movie where you do. At one point, he dresses like a ninja, in stuff that he dug out of the ground that had been down there for 60 years, or no, geez, 60 or 70 years, and it's actually a really cool ninja gear because it's like this linen or cotton that has kind of been decomposing. So I actually like that. I thought that look was really cool. I saw a publicity still where he was wearing some kind of like leather modern version of ninja gear. Maybe that's from the first movie, and I didn't think that. I thought that looked dumb. I really like the semi-decomposing, dusty, old ninja gear from World War II. That was cool. He's kind of a loud ninja. Like, he'll sneak up and then shoot a blow dart, and then the guy rolls and he falls off the building and slams into the ground. It's like, you're not really committed to the ninja bit. He also throws grenades, which aren't very ninja-y to me. But really great fights. Definitely turn your motion blurring on, which is it's supposed to be, not off, which is the default on some smart TVs. But anyway, tell me what you think. And also, like I said, give me recommendations for other good Scott Adkins movies, other good Scott... Oh, no, I guess I should do 4. Other good Scott Adkins movies, other good Scott Adkins movies with Isaac Florentine, other good Isaac Florentine movies without Scott Adkins, and other good movies of this type and genre. You know what I mean. Kind of like this level. So anyway, thanks for watching. And what am I going to review next? I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff in my Netflix. And I don't think I have anything in my Netflix queue. I have Hulu, which I'm doing like TV series, and I don't think I can really do like a season 1 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because they kind of blend together. Hulu is mainly for series, so I'm watching like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The Prophet, Shark Tank, because I run a business. Prophet especially is like, if you're running a business, especially a small business, oh man, that thing is like worth its weight in gold. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll have something. Hopefully, it'll be one of these. You'll recommend a good Scott Adkins or Isaac Florentine or that type of movie, and that'll be my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.